Imagine staring at a map that dictates the fate of millions, watching the borders of a 6th-century-old titan bleed away, province by province. For generations, the Ottoman Empire was the unrivaled master of 3 continents, an unstoppable force whose shadow loomed over Europe, Asia, and Africa. Yet there comes a terrifying moment in the twilight of every superpower when the walls close in and a chilling realization dawns. The end is entirely inevitable. What happens when an empire becomes a ghost of its former self? When the architects of power, watching their realm fracture, can only stand by and whisper the silent tragedy, there is nothing we can do. In the dawn of the 20th century, the geopolitical landscape of the West was rapidly industrializing, but the Ottoman Empire was suffocating under the weight of its own vastness. Dubbed the sick man of Europe, it was a sprawling giant paralyzed by institutional stagnation, surrounded by predatory empires waiting to carve up its remains. The era demanded swift modernization, but the empire remained fatally anchored to a fading past. The psychology of its final leaders was marked by a tragic, suffocating paralysis. The ruling elites found themselves caught in an agonizing struggle between preserving ancient imperial prestige and facing the brutal reality of modern, industrialized warfare. They watched with inner despair as the fierce spark of nationalism ignited the Balkans, ruthlessly tearing away territories that had been the empire's lifeblood for centuries. The ultimate turning point arrived with the devastating catastrophe of the First World War. Dragged into a global meat grinder, the empire was systematically dismantled by internal revolts and external invasions. The subsequent Treaty of Sèvres was not merely a peace agreement, it was an execution order. Western powers gleefully sliced the Anatolian heartland into fragmented spheres of influence, reducing a once global superpower to a humiliated, shattered remnant. The immediate consequences violently reshaped the global map. Centuries of complex coexistence collapsed overnight, leading to mass displacements and the erasure of an imperial identity. In the long term, this monumental collapse birthed the chaotic borders of the modern Middle East, lines drawn by foreign powers that continue to spark conflict today. Historically, the agonizing fall of the Ottomans stands as a profound testament to the impermanence of absolute dominance. It forces us to confront a timeless historical debate. Do great civilizations fall because they are conquered by external enemies, or do they collapse because they lose the capacity to evolve? The fading of the Ottoman crescent reminds us that no power, no matter how vast or seemingly invincible, is immune to the relentless march of time. Survival, ultimately, belongs not to the strongest, but to the most adaptable.